night, the beauty shop barbecue from my work. So we were at the barbecue, and it happened right in front of us, and his face fell, his eyes shot off a different direction, and when you're having a stroke, you don't realize it. Then the ambulance got right there. They life flighted him to St. Luke's, and so he was within that 3-hour window, to get the clot buster, which was huge, because if we hadn't been at the barbecue, I really don't think that would have happened. So God took care of us.
The week before, I'd actually had a mini stroke, and called her and told her I was having a migraine headache and I had tunnel vision. And she's a real worrier, so I just kind of blew it off. She wanted me to go to the doctor, and I said, no big deal. I felt better that afternoon, so I thought I was just fine. So the night of the barbecue, it was the same thing. I just had a migraine. I wanted to go on home, go to bed. But for whatever reason, I think it was God put on her spirit that the stroke, I was having problems, that she could feel I was having problems. When the stroke occurred, I thought I was just fine. Everybody's flocking around me. They told me to hold my arms in front of me, and I did, and my brain acknowledged both arms being right here, and the truth is only this right arm was up. So my brain had no acknowledgement that my face was drooping, my arm wouldn't move, and then all of a sudden everybody's flipping out, calling ambulances, and I thought that was just overprotective drama queens that just got a headache, just go on home. But on the ambulance, I remember asking them, what is really wrong with me? And they said, you're having a major stroke. When I was unconscious, I was talking to God and evaluating my life, and when they actually started doing the surgery, I could feel the rod going up through my body and into my head. And at that time, I felt like I was beside my body. And at that time, I remember really having an intense conversation with God, saying, God, it's not my time. And the whole thing that kept going on in my brain was testimony. I'm going to give a testimony, and even when I slept, my testimony would come to me. But it's more testimony than just a stroke. It's my whole life. There's a whole lot to my testimony, from the time I got saved, from being an atheist, from being on drugs, on and on and on. So, I mean, that's just one part of what it kind of felt like, and kind of, being a Christian and being able to talk to God, even when you're unconscious, He's there. His presence was there. I knew He was there. And at a certain point, I knew I was going to survive. I knew He was going to allow me to live, to move on. But He did seriously ask me to do more for Him, do more of His work. But then the testimony goes on, because within 2 days, moved my arm. Within, a week, I'm walking more normal. When I first picked up my guitar, tried to play, it was like when I first started playing when I was 10 years old. I couldn't make out chords. I couldn't compress the chords. I couldn't feel the strings. Very, very scary situation, but within 3 weeks, I'm playing. Now I'm playing pretty decent. So he's like excelled the healing. There's people that's had same strokes as mine. They're still not able to move their arm, their leg. He's sped the healing up. I'm getting better each day. It's still a roller coaster, but each day I am walking with God, and His presence is there in the healing. And then it goes on from the healing to the finances. I got a bill. Well, the first bill was from the helicopter ride, $15,000.
We're uninsured.
Yeah, we're uninsured.
And self-employed, so that means you don't work, you don't make any money. So
we get the first bill, and of course my first thought is, I can ride a helicopter in Branson for $50. This is $15,000. How in the world are we going to pay $15,000? Well, I knew the bigger bill was coming, but in my mind I thought the hospital stay for 4 or 5 days was going to be $50,000 or $60,000. We get the bill, it was $168,000. Okay, we didn't pay that much for the house. This is massive amounts of money that we don't have any idea how we're going to pay. So, in the meantime, all the family, all the Christian people are coming together. For Christian friends at work, they're donating money, they're helping us out to get through, because I obviously can't work, and sustaining our bills. But we send off a sheet to St. Luke's, and she calls them and says, we're trying to figure out, because they said they could lower it maybe by half. She calls them, and they said, well, actually, most of it got paid for. You only owe $700. $700 out of $168,000. So God's not just working on healing my body. He's taking care of our finances. Our bills are paid. They're paid. I have more ahead now than when I was working all the time. So,
That's crazy.
God can really just do amazing things. And He can heal your body, and He can heal your finances.